What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Here we are in the Hammerdown Motorsports shop. We have the Rebel, we have the 72 Dart, and we have the 1957 John Deere 720 two-cylinder diesel with the 4-cylinder pony motor that is actually used to start the diesel engine, which is pretty cool. I bought this tractor with my father-in-law probably 6 or 7 years ago, and it's been sitting over at his place, and he decided that he needed some more room, so I ended up buying his half out, and then, you know, here it is. Now it's in our shop, and I get to play around with it. And I know I've said this before about my vehicles, but there's always a reason behind some of the specialty vehicles that I buy. Now, the 72 Dart, my dad had one in 1972, brand new. His was a 344 speed green. Mine is a B5 blue, automatic 360, but it's really hard to find a 340 car, but I ended up getting as close as I could. At least it's the same year, and it's very well done. And this is the car that he comes down, we go hang out and drive around in, and you can take a trip down memory lane, all that kind of thing. Also, the 720 John Deere, the same kind of story. My dad grew up on a farm in southern Alberta, and my grandfather had one of these tractors. I think his was a little different. I think it had power steering, and it might not have, I think it might have been the standard front, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was the diesel, it did have the pony motor and all of that, and I remember a lot of stories my dad would tell me about trying to start this tractor, and I'll show you real quick. The pony motor has this tiny little fuel tank. You open this up. This is the fuel tank for the pony motor. So my dad would go out in the field, and sometimes it didn't want to start the diesel engine right away. And the pony motor would be running. They use a lot of fuel because it's 4-cylinder, tiny little tank. They drain that tank out pretty quick, and he'd have to walk all the way back to the house to get more fuel for that. So it's just a little story, kind of a little bit of the history behind why I got this tractor in the first place. And now it's here in the shop, and I'm absolutely loving just having it here. And if you're wondering why this thing looks pretty much brand new, the guy that I bought this from originally had this all repainted in PPG. He'd take it to tractor shows. I plan on taking it to some shows as well. I've probably taken it to maybe 1 or 2 in the past, but now that it's here, I can keep it nice and clean and polished all up, and we can go have some fun with it in the summertime, or just drive around the property with it because, well, it's just kind of a trip down memory lane. That's why I love having things like this. All right, so now for the title of our video, I added a movie theater, a drive-in movie theater to my dream shop. And I'll admit, this shop has been taking a little bit of time, but there's a good reason for that. There's no real rush. I wanted to make sure that I had everything in here that I wanted, so I wouldn't have to go back and just change things. You know, once the interior is finished, it's a little bit more difficult to add things. So what I've kind of done is just, as I've gone through different processes in here, had thoughts of like, maybe we should do that. And some of these things just kind of develop over time. And that's exactly what happened with this idea, which I had probably about 2 weeks ago. I was like, well, I kind of want to have a big screen in the shop, but I don't know where I'm going to put it. I was thinking of having like a big screen TV like I have up in the mezzanine down here somewhere, but I'm like, what if I put a projector in? That'd be even better. And I'm like, okay, so I could get a screen over here. And this is actually going to be our new staging area where we're going to have like reviews and all that. I have the table over here, which still needs to be put together, but everything is going to kind of be focused on this center bay. I can have a vehicle kind of right where you guys are on the hood of the Rebel. I can have a vehicle in here. I can do detailing. This is going to be like the clean bay that we keep in the middle. And then I'm going to have storage over here and then work area over there. So it's kind of just organically kind of come together that we had to have the drive-in movie theater right here. Because who doesn't want a movie theater, especially an indoor movie theater that you can drive your vehicle into, and all we need is really a popcorn machine at this point. So as for our equipment, this is the Optoma HD146X. It has pretty good reviews from what I've found. It's about 550 bucks on Amazon. I have the mount as well. I will have links for all this stuff in the description. And the screen is actually made by Elite Screens. And I chose them because they do make some pretty high-end stuff. This is one of the more entry-level ones at about 380 bucks, but it's motorized, it works, does everything I want it to do, and it looks really, really good in the shop. And it's so nice you can just push a button and the whole thing rolls up and you don't even know it's there. So now that we've shown you everything, we got to fire this thing up and kind of give you an idea of what it's like when it is running. We do have all the lights on in here. I believe that it is firing up now. Yep, we got the blue light on. So I got a DVD player here. Everything is just kind of a mess right now. I need to organize my cables, and I've thinking about maybe putting them inside the cabinet, maybe inside this cabinet, not entirely sure. I was gonna run this stereo system, but this is actually a PA system, and it did have some feedback, so I'm not sure if it's something to do with the fact that it has a 3.5 millimeter, just kind of like a headphone jack for the sound, which isn't the greatest in the world. I don't know if these speakers just don't like that or what. I do have an adapter coming so I can hook it up to my JBL party box. And if that works better, that'll be really, really nice, because then it's pretty simple. I can just have that speaker running it. And that's actually what I run my Bluetooth for my music when I'm working here in the shop. And also on a side note, you can see we do have somewhat of a wall over here. We have some OSB up on the wall, and it's looking pretty good for the quality of what I'm able to do as far as that goes. So now that you've seen the equipment that we have, I fired up the projector, and this is the image that we have in full light. And it was just fired up a little bit ago, so it will get a little bit brighter as it warms up. You can see the color is actually pretty good on here, and we do have a really bright shop light right above it, not to mention our skylights. But when we do close up the ceiling, it's all gonna have black metal up there, and then we're gonna have white for the walls. And I think it should be a little bit easier to control our light when we don't have the skylights anymore. But this is, even just for worst case scenario, it's a pretty good picture. So now let's turn all of our lights off. It is kind of a cloudy day, so we still do have some natural light coming in, but this will give us a little bit better of an idea depending on what your lighting situation is in your shop, if you guys want to run one of these. But I think it works pretty well, especially at night. When you have this thing going at night, it is absolutely amazing. You can see here, we do have a movie playing on here now. And this is kind of a dark scene right now, so it's not really super bright. And we do have our skylight shining on it, but when you do have a lighter scene, you can kind of see the colors come out a little bit more. But it's absolutely awesome to just be in your own shop and have a movie theater screen that you can drive your vehicle into and watch. So there it is, everybody, our theater screen in the shop. This place is really coming along. I've been working pretty hard on it lately because I want to get the HVAC in here, and they're actually coming the end of November. So I have to leave the ceiling open so they can get the ductwork in. And I did actually run the wiring and everything. The furnace is going to go right where that little box is. And then the ducting is going to go up into the ceiling, and then we can actually get somewhere with getting heat in the shop so we can make content all winter long. And it's actually going to have AC as well, so we're going to be running that in the summertime. And then it's not going to be so horrible to work in here when it's like 100 degrees outside, and we can keep everything nicely climate controlled and actually finish this place off and make it look absolutely awesome in the background, which is something that's been a long time coming, but we've definitely made some strides lately. That's kind of why I haven't been making a lot of content lately, because I don't think too many people want to see me put up pieces of OSB, but I could be wrong, I don't know. So that's the reason I haven't really been making a whole lot of content lately, is because I've been working so hard on this shop, trying to get all the insulation in, all of that finished off so we can finish the ceiling. Once I have the HVAC in, I can do that, get the plastic up, and then get the metal up. They're coming at the end of the month, so we're gonna have heat in the shop, at least heat that we can turn on before December, hopefully. So that is a very big thing for the shop, and hopefully it's gonna be a very big thing for the channel, that I can work in here all the time and make content for you guys instead of just working on the shop trying to get it done, because that's taken up a lot of my time lately. And if you made it this far in the video, drop in drive-in theater in the comment section, or whatever you'd like to say. And if you guys are interested in any content on the old John Deere, definitely drop that in there as well. It's always nice to be able to talk to you guys in the comment section, kind of see where you guys are at, where your interests are at, because we have so much stuff here, but I want to make videos that people are going to want to watch, and not just stuff that maybe is more interesting to me. But we're trying to get everything kind of alignment here for the future of the channel, and this is just the next stage in that chapter. And I'm so happy that you guys are here for the ride, and it's just basically just the beginning. So hopefully we're gonna be able to move to those bigger plateaus in the future. So this is where we're at today. We have a theater, we don't have heat or anything yet, and our walls aren't finished, but priorities are in line. So we're definitely getting there. This is just a little update for you guys, kind of let you guys know where we're at in the shop build, and it's starting to get exciting. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.